Hey everyone, I am the ambassador for the Great MND Relay, and today I am standing outside of Mark's home. He was unfortunately diagnosed with MND in 2014, and from what I hear, he's a bit of an old rocker that not only plays guitar, but makes guitars, and may like a whiskey or two on the side. I'm looking forward to chatting to him about his experience with MND. Let's go. So you've got the reputation of a whiskey drinking muso who makes cigar box guitars. I need to know all about this. Can you tell me about it?
I only started making them when I first got diagnosed with MND because I couldn't physically play and sing anymore. My mum was very religious, and a Catholic nun taught me to play guitar at about 12 years old. Then I started doing local pub gigs solo. Then I ventured into a couple of bands in Tassie. Because I can't play anymore, that hurts.
Can I ask you about your diagnosis with MND? So when were you diagnosed and what were the symptoms?
Woke up one morning and I thought, my speech isn't right. And my wife, as a nurse, was in Tasmania, and she rang me that night and she said, "You're drunk." And I said, "No." When she come home on the Saturday, I was still talking the same. She said, "I think you might have had a minor stroke," and took me off to hospital. They said, "Yeah, you've had a minor stroke."
They even said that you had a minor stroke.
And it took them 2 years to diagnose MND. I came home and Googled MND, and I physically broke down.
So it started off with your speech, obviously, but then what was the next thing that you noticed?
My legs started to get weaker, and I'd fall over for no reason. Luckily, my wife put me socks on and that for me, because I physically can't bend down to do it. Little things that are a pain in the butt, but
It's more than a pain in the butt.
life goes on.
Yeah.
I wake up every day and go, I'm still breathing. Let's do this.
Yeah. Well, that's the best mentality to have.
Yeah.
He doesn't carry on too much about that. He'll get mad if he can't do something, but outside, he pretty much, let's do this, let's do that.
So obviously you're best mates, but Bo, tell me about your everyday life with Mark.
First of all, we're friends.
Yeah.
And so we have the same interests. If anything's changed, I have to remind myself of this all the time, that I'm here for a purpose in case he needs me. If he's out there doing something with a drill or a saw, I'm right there in case something goes, you know.
Yeah. You've obviously got a very strong family and friendship network around you that gets you through and helps you every day.
4 children now and 13 grandkids that keeps me on me toes.
Of course it was. Talk to me about the importance of obviously your family, your wife Lynn, how she's been so pivotal in recent years and the effect that it has on them.
Lynn has a nursing background and she's been amazing.
Did you want to take a moment?
Yeah.
Yeah? Did you want some water? You right?
He's very close to his family.
Yeah.
Very.
Family is everything.
And that's what gets you through every day. Yeah.
Yeah. Couldn't possibly survive without them. And this bloke.
This bloke.
He's all right.
Can you tell me how pivotal MND Victoria has been and what they do for you and what they've provided you?
Been absolutely amazing. Wheelchairs and walking frames, assistive technology, everything you need, they have. That's why I'm involved in this fundraiser to help, not me, to help the next person. I couldn't have got this far without them.
Thank you so much for allowing us to come into your space and talk about your experience with MND. We really, really do appreciate it because the more awareness out there, the better it is for everyone to have an understanding. So thank you. Having just chatted with Mark really brings to the surface the importance of the Great MND Relay, and you too can get behind and support people just like Mark by getting involved. Go to mndrelay.org.au. I'll be there, Mark will be there, and you need to be there too.